All right, so welcome back, everyone. It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. It looks like I've been living under a rock because I had no idea that today was the showcase of Unreal Engine 5 tech demo that they ran with PlayStation 5 hardware. Well, that's the reason I missed this, and the reason I didn't see this today is because I was busy working, obviously, my main job, my main 2 gigs that I do. And then obviously somebody have messaged me and told me, hey, did you see the recent Unreal Engine 5 tech demo that was showcasing a PlayStation 5 running a real-time ray tracing and a higher textures, higher polygons. And I said, no, I haven't seen it, but now that I have seen it, I'm truly blown away at what's going to be possible. Am I truly blown away? Because as far as I remember, I do remember mentioning to a lot of you 2.5 years ago. I think I had an argument with one of my moderators, whom he's not my moderator anymore. But 2 years ago, I had an argument with him where we got into this argument where I made a prediction that by 2021 we are going to see more photorealistic looking games, not just in terms of textures, but in terms of light and shadow, much higher polygons. And guess what? I don't think I was wrong about that, pretty much. And if you look at this demo, I'm going to play this demo for you guys a little bit. If you look at it, it's truly groundbreaking. What's up, Mamba man? How you doing, man? Welcome to the chat. How you been? I mean, this just looks remarkable, what I'm seeing here. Look at this ray light, the way it's lighting up the entire environment here in this, whatever this is, some kind of ruins. Like it's like a shadow, it's like a Tomb Raider. Think of this like a demo for what the next Tomb Raider could be, or the next Uncharted could be. I think it's mainly showcasing what the next Uncharted could be. Because remember, if they're going to do another Uncharted, which I'm pretty sure they will do another Uncharted, who's gonna take over the adventure? It's gonna be Drake's daughter. She's gonna be the next adventurous character. So sorry, but that's the way it's gonna be. And I can tell you that's where this is gonna go. And I like that they're using this as a metaphor with this demo, because it looks pretty cool. Oh, it looks, I mean, this is just amazing. Look at this. I'll go back. I'll show it to you again here. This is all like in real time. This is the global illumination. Look how realistic that is. I mean, I don't know how much more can you get? How much more real can you get than what you're seeing right now? That's my question to everybody. How much more can you get real than this? Yeah. You know what, man? This is why I'm so excited about PlayStation. And this is why I have always been more excited about PlayStation than the Xbox. Because PlayStation truly takes every ounce of juice out of the system that they create. If you look at PlayStation 3, what they've done with Metal Gear Solid Guns of the Patriots, what they've done with The Last of Us and a bunch of other games. When you look at PlayStation 4 and the kind of juice they were able to squeeze with PlayStation 4, and then of course PlayStation 2, the emotion chip, whatever it was called, I forgot. Maybe I'm butchering the history now, but what I'm trying to say, and I'm not saying this in a fanboyistic point of view, I'm saying this in a factual point of view. With every console that Sony releases, they always push the envelope. They always push it to the limits. And we have seen that time and time again in past 27 years, Sony pushing that envelope. And who really is there to compete? At this point, really, it's kind of laughable. Who is there to compete? Microsoft, really? Come on. Microsoft, it's doing its own thing, which is great, and that's awesome. But honestly, Phil Spencer, if you think that you're going to be in some kind of a competition with Sony, you're not going to be in competition with Sony. Believe me. That's just a fact. Hey, how you doing, man? PlayStation 5 day one for me too. And guess what? Now I heard a really look, guys. It's just a matter of them telling you. Look, I'm breaking the news for you early. You're gonna get PlayStation 5 console in early October. I got a really reliable source. You're gonna get it early October, probably October 18th or something like that. Maybe earlier than that, maybe October 8th. They're also thinking about trying to release PlayStation 5 with the PlayStation VR 2, but I don't think they're going to do that this year. Some people are getting too hyped up about Sony releasing a PlayStation VR 2 with the PlayStation 5. Listen to me, they're not going to do that. They're going to wait till next holiday season, next October, to release PlayStation VR 2. First, they want to release the console. They want to see how the sales of the consoles are going. They want to give developers enough time to get familiar with the PlayStation 5 hardware. And then, once it passes to 7, 8 months, 9, 10 months, October, next October 2021, then you'll see PlayStation VR 2. But you for sure will see PlayStation 5 in your hand this October. And October also marks the PlayStation 2 anniversary. So they'll probably do October 8th to kind of to match that anniversary of PlayStation 2. If I'm not mistaken, you guys can correct me on this. I believe the PlayStation 2 was released on October 2000. If I'm not mistaken. So they'll probably try to do something like that. Again, I don't work for Sony, but I got some pretty hardcore, legit resources telling me that, yeah, it's October, and Xbox Series X is going to be November. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, I would just want to hear your opinion about this before we start watching this again. It was released March? Oh, okay, then my bad. All right. So what was released in October? It was March 4th. Well, anyway, I think the PlayStation VR was released in October. That was PlayStation VR 2016. Hey, what's up, Alfonso? How you doing? I'm just a little bit tired, man, but I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. But either way, doesn't. Okay, so I made a mistake. It's not October. It was March. But either way, I think it kind of they're trying to get that whole anniversary thing. But it's gonna be October. Listen, even if it's not marking any kind of anniversary, I think it's going to be October one way or the other, because they want to get the console as early as possible into people's hands, especially with this COVID-19. They want you to have it in your hands. Let's get back to more of this tech demo. Oh, so I was correct, October 26th. All right, so it was October. There you go. You see, I know my memory holds me pretty good. Even if I try to be wrong, I'm always right. But it doesn't matter. What matters is that we're going to be enjoying something like this. Imagine what they're going to be able to do with games like... And here's another thing that I want to talk about. It's not just the graphics about the PlayStation 5, and I think this is the there's three oh man, I'm trying today, my brain's not working, but anyway, there are three different departments that I want to point out here where Sony has the upper hand. Department number one, they're focused not just on the graphics. even though they have that taken care of, they have graphics taken care of, they're also focused on audio. The audio, the spatial audio. So that way, not only are you getting the visuals and the high res and the graphics, but at the same time you're getting the audio. Because remember, the visuals without audio doesn't really mean that much. So that's the second department, it's the audio department, which they nailed. And number 3 is their exclusivity. The groundbreaking exclusivity that they have and the kind of limits they push, the new IPs that they push. Imagine what they're going to do with PlayStation 5 in terms of new IPs and new ideas. If you look at Quantic Dreams, what David Cage is going to do with his studio, what type of games he's going to make with the power of PlayStation 5. And on top of that, they have PlayStation VR 2 coming down the pipeline. So they have those 3 elements, not the departments. I call them departments, but let's call them 3 elements. They have those 3 elements, and to me, that's a sure win. Also, let's not forget the look of the controller, the feel of the controller, the design of a controller. All of this stuff adds to just beating the X Series X down to the ground, really. To me, X Series X, and I'll be honest, and I know I'll take a lot of heat for this, but to me, the X Series X feels more like an upgraded PC. I'll be honest, because I look at that X Series X, it's really just, they've been working on that console how many years? How many years they've been working on that console? And really, you've been working on that console all these years, and the best idea you can come up with, it's some kind of a tower, like a PC tower, a little mini PC tower with the same controller. You can't think outside the box, Microsoft. You can't think something more unique, like a new controller. If I'm going to design the new Xbox, I want everything to be new. I want the controller to feel new. I want the controller to have specific technology inside that's brand new. I want the console to look different. I want it to look gourmet style. I want it to look something in the future, you know. And I never see Microsoft do that. I never see them do that. Sony is willing to push that envelope. They want to do that. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Again, I'm not, look, I will buy both consoles. You know, I will buy PlayStation 5 first and then X Series X whenever I get a chance. I'm not like in a urge, like extreme urge to have X Series X, because I can play Halo Infinite through my Infinite. You guys know that I'm partnered up with Shadow, so they'll give me the Infinite Titan RTX PC to play Halo Infinite on Titan RTX. So I'm not like in a kind of like super need to have the X Series X. But with PlayStation 5, there's games I want to test. I want to test Ghost of Tsushima to see how Ghost of Tsushima runs on the PlayStation 5. I want to see how The Last of Us Chapter 2 runs on PlayStation 5. I want to see how Death Stranding utilizes the real-time ray tracing and a much higher textures. You know, I want to experience all of that. Not really, because Kenta Wilson, if you look at Austin Evans, he did a video, I think a couple of days ago, even though I know he worked for a company, and it's a bunch of people working in that company, and he's just the guy who's reading the script, who's reading a teleprompter, and the video is being edited. I get it. But what I'm trying to say is this: if you watch his video, and he tested it, the X Series X, and even he will tell you that it's not going to be a drastic difference in terms of which console will look better, which one will run faster. They're both going to run equally the same, and they're both going to feel equally in terms of graphical capabilities the same. The difference is going to be this. Here's the big difference, and this is what people are not looking into, and this is the point that people are missing out. Both of these consoles are equally similar. That extra 2 teraflops really doesn't mean anything. Sorry. Here is where you guys are missing the point, and I'm talking about the Xbox sides of Xbox fan base. Here's where you guys are missing out the point. PlayStation has better quality exclusives that they will utilize to take the full advantage of the horsepower that Sony has. Xbox Series X has yet to show me a new IP that will take a full advantage of their power. That I haven't seen yet. Hellblade 2 doesn't count because Hellblade 2, it's not a Microsoft new IP. It's a sequel that they bought from Ninja Theory. Okay, so that doesn't count. What counts is a fresh new IP that it's like utilizing some photorealistic, ridiculous type of graphics and type of gameplay. All right, Sony's gonna do that with their spatial audio, with their graphics, with the resolution, with the high dynamic range, possibly Dolby Vision in the future. Sony's gonna do that. Sony's gonna bring that to the table. X Series X, I have yet to see it. What did we see with the X Series X? What was it? A few days ago. What did they show us a few days ago? Dirt 5, some vampire game that looks like Xbox 360 graphics. What else they showed us? Madden 21. And there was the interesting game. There was one interesting game that looks like some kind of alien being waking up out of some kind of cocoon, like in a spaceship or something. It looks a very interesting game. I give him credit for that. That got me excited a little bit. But and of course Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's another thing. So there's 2 that they have that's something uniquely new. But let's be honest, they don't have any kind of fresh, groundbreaking new IPs. Maybe they're going to do that in the future. And I want to be fair to Microsoft. I don't know what they're cooking. But if they are cooking something for 2024, for 2023, guess what, brother? That stuff would leak. That stuff would leak. You can't keep that contained. That would leak. Somebody would say something that they're working on this project. But there's no leaks. There's nothing. Why? Because they're not working on anything currently that I know that it's a new IP. That's just from my perspective. Did Sony show anything? Well, they will show it. Don't worry. They will show it. You can count on that. You can bank on that. They will show it. Well, actually, Sony already has a new IP. I got Ghost of Tsushima, which is next month. I mean, not next month, July. So they already have new IP. Just still this year, they got a new IP. What kind of new IP does Microsoft has this year? Actually, how about this, Kenta Wilson? Because you seem to be very focused on the Xbox fanboyistic point of view. Can you show me what did Microsoft deliver this summer? What kind of new IP are you playing on Microsoft Xbox this summer? Just, I'm waiting. There's nothing. Right? What do we have on Sony? July. A month and a half from now, what do we have? A new IP, Ghost of Tsushima. And it's a pretty AAA, big blockbuster type of a game. Oh, man. Ori. Come on, man. Come on, guys. You know, I know you're trying to defend your Xbox fan base. I get it, but there's really nothing out there. They had a weak presentation. showing what's Dirt 5. Your first mistake is showing a Dirt 5 that's available on all the platforms, showing a Madden 21 that's available on all the platforms. How about showcasing, how about this, Microsoft? How about this? Instead of wasting your time showcasing Dirt 5, Madden 21, how about this? Why don't you showcase 15 minutes or 20 minutes of Halo gameplay, Halo Infinite gameplay, and then on top of that you show Microsoft Flight Simulator another 20 minutes of gameplay and what it's capable of doing. And then to sweeten the deal, then you show the Hellblade 2 to finish the entire show. At the end, you show another 20 minutes of Hellblade 2 gameplay that it's only possible with the power of the X Series X. You didn't do that, Microsoft. And you had plenty of opportunities to do that. And I don't know what are you thinking. And then on what's even makes it worse, that Microsoft is going on a defensive. They're saying that they had a great Xbox Series X gameplay showcasing. Really? If that's what you're going to defend Microsoft, that you had a great Xbox Series X gameplay showcasing, then I rest my case. That was a weak showcasing. Even people whom I know who are hardcore Xbox fanboys, they said it was weak. And that's coming from like hardcore Xbox fanboys. Yeah. But anyway, hey, it doesn't matter to me. I play everything. You see this right here? This is the Xbox controller, in case you are wondering. All right. So it doesn't matter to me. I have Xbox, I have PlayStation, I will try both of them. But we have to be honest. As a gamer, as somebody who's been gaming quite a long time, we have to be honest. You know, the power doesn't mean anything unless you're willing to utilize it and create something like this. Let's say, okay, here's a good question for Phil Spencer. If I ever get a chance to interview Phil Spencer, here's a good, honest, hard-hitting, no bullshit question to Phil Spencer where I'm not going to throw any softballs, where he might even walk out of the interview. Here's a good question for Phil Spencer. What have you been doing all these years? If you've been secretly working on X Series X, what have you been doing? You've been traveling to Japan, you've been traveling here, you've been traveling there. Don't you think in all that time you should have created a new IP to be ready for the launch? Something fresh, something groundbreaking that will mark the spot of the next generation of console for the Xbox Series X. A new fresh IP, something that even Sony would go like, oh my God, congratulations, Microsoft, you did it. Why didn't you do that? What have you been doing all these years? I would have built a tower. I would have built a giant freaking cabin in the woods. 7 years, 8 years. I'm just being realistic. But see, if I asked this question, he would probably walk out of the studio and wouldn't even answer it. But see, this is the stuff you guys, you Xbox fanboys, needs to ask and needs to demand. Just like your Phil Spencer, guess what? He felt that you shouldn't have a virtual reality. Who is he? Who is Phil Spencer to tell you you shouldn't utilize Halo in virtual reality? Who is he to tell you that you shouldn't utilize Forza in virtual reality? Who is he to tell you that you shouldn't play Gears of War in virtual reality? Who is he to tell you that the beautiful Forza Horizon you shouldn't play in virtual reality? Who is he to tell you what you should play and what you should need and what you shouldn't need? Well, let's be honest. Let's just cut the bullshit. He publicly said, I don't believe in that the Xbox owners are craving for virtual reality experience. That's what he said. So he's speaking for all of you. Come on. That's ego beyond my comprehension. Well, you are one. I'm talking for majority. I'm not just talking about you. I'm talking about majority. As somebody who is speaking for everyone has an ego problem. As someone who is being open-minded would say, well, I think it would be a great idea for Xbox owners to appreciate games like Forza and Forza Horizon and Halo and Gears and Hellblade, to appreciate those games in virtual reality, so we can create our own virtual reality headset. And the sad part is they have Windows Mixed Reality, but they can't produce a Windows Mixed Reality headset for Xbox. MLB to me is just a, it's a sports game. It's not like that crucial. So MLB not being just exclusive on PlayStation, it really doesn't hurt Sony that much. The one thing that would hurt Sony would be games like Spider-Man and God of War going exclusively to, let's say, somewhere else. But they're okay, man. They have God of War sequel, which is going to be groundbreaking. They're going to have a probably another Uncharted 5, and on top of that, they're also going to have some other games as well, like Gran Turismo 7, and then you're going to see some other new IPs they're going to be working on that they're keeping secret. I'm sure they're keeping a secret, man, because they want you to be amazed as to what they're working on. Yeah. I honestly never cared about the MLB, the show, whether or not I felt it should be cross-platform. Santa Monica, I never felt like it should be exclusive to Sony. I felt like any sports game, I feel should be to all cross-platform, because it's a sport. Having exclusivity with sports games, I find it kind of nasty. I prefer to have sports games available everywhere on all the systems. So it's not a big deal. Because those are not like groundbreaking AAA games that Sony would lose their minds if they lost exclusivity. Spider-Man is critical. God of War is critical. The Naughty Dog, it's critical. And of course, David Cage, Quantic Dreams. And you guys know that Sony and Epic, they have kind of good relationship. They released a Predator Hunting Grounds, kind of exclusive. So they do have some good relationship with the Epic Game Studios. So we'll see what they're going to do with Quantic Dreams and David Cage and what he's going to be working on, what he probably is working on currently. I expect nothing then short of photorealistic type of a gameplay, some type of game that he's going to put out there. What's up, Reynolds? I'm doing good, man. Just been kind of tired. Been working all day long. Oh, look at me. I'm live. That's great. Let's. I want to look at this footage again. I want to kind of push it backwards. Again, I want to look at it. I want to pause and look at some of the. I mean, for example, like right here, look at this right here. If you told me, if I didn't know anything about video games, let's say I never played any video games, I barely use a computer, I have no idea, and I'm kind of like Joe Schmo, I have no clues about any of this stuff. I don't even know what PlayStation is. And I come in to your living room and you say, hey bro, check this out, man, look at this documentary. And I say, okay, pretty cool documentary. Where is this? Somewhere in the Middle East? Where is this? In Sahara? Where is this? And then you say, no, dude, it's not a documentary. This is a video game. And I'm like, huh? Are you sure? I say, yeah, this is a video game. I don't know how much more real are you going to get. And look also how smooth it's running. Look how smooth it's running. Look at this. Hold on. I mean, look at this smoothness. And the way they're utilizing the ray tracing here, it's exactly the way it would be in real life. That horse over there on the left, this horse over here on the left, look at its shadow above him, the way it's reflecting that shadow properly. This is just remarkable, man. I mean, just this right here, just this still right here, not to mention higher textures, you know, much higher textures, and who knows what type of texture filtering. They're probably using 16 times or maybe more of texture filtering here to bring these textures as clean as they can be. You know what? Oh yeah. By the way, did you guys see the breaking news with the Mafia? There's going to be Mafia Trilogy, and they're going to utilize a power of obviously PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X to give us a proper. And I really can't wait to play the first Mafia. The first Mafia, because I never finished it, and then the second Mafia, Mafia 1, Mafia 2. Mafia 3, it was alright. I can skip on that one. But the first two Mafia games, I'm really kind of like excited to see how they're going to look. Like this right here, look at this. It's simply amazing, man. It is simply amazing. Let me see if I can, hold on. I want to do something here really quick, guys. Just give me a second. If I can do this or not. Let me see. Can I? Yes. Let's keep it to high. I want to keep it to high. Let me enable the demo mode. I want to see something really quick. All right. I want to see something. Hold on. I want to enhance this. So people who say, well, I still have my 1080p television and I don't see any difference. Well, guess what? Because you're used to this. You are used to watching your television like this, and you think your eyes gotten used to the fact of watching it just like this. You know, now, if you never try the 4K television and you never try the 4K content, this is what you're going to be seeing. Cleaner detail. But I mean, look at this. Guys, not only are we going to be getting a groundbreaking, stunning graphics, but on top of the groundbreaking, stunning graphics, with real-time ray tracing and enhanced shadows and the textures and higher polygons and all that stuff, on top of all of that, we'll be getting a rich, high dynamic range with a HDMI 2.1, which your television is going to utilize. And if you have an 8K television, bro, this is going to be upscaled to 8K through your HDMI 2.1 on the PlayStation 5 onto your 8K television. So think about that. Think about the HDR. Think about the spatial audio. Think about all of that. You're going to have like groundbreaking experience. Can't even call it video games. You know, we're going to get to the point, honestly, and I think we're getting to the point where we're not going to be able to call this a video game. It's going to be like entertainment, digital entertainment, like a digital entertainment, just like movies are, except you get to control it, you know. So here, I want to look at this too a little bit. They're basically talking about
instead of using the game versions, we use the cinematic versions, which would typically only be used in film. There are around 1 million triangles each. And thanks to
million
virtual
triangles.
texturing,
Oh my goodness. Hold on. I'm just trying to like wrap my head around this. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but basically this is a two guys from the Epic Games showcasing. Here, maybe we can listen to it a little bit.
much of what you see was built with Quixel Megascan assets. But instead of using the game versions, we use the cinematic versions, which would typically only be used in film. There are around 1 million triangles each. And thanks to virtual texturing, they all use 8K textures as well.
8K textures, virtual texturing, virtual texturing, 360, virtual texturing, 8K res on the texturing. Think about those high polygons, 33 million pixels onto the textures. And the dramatic results are going to be stunning, photorealistic. I'm telling you guys, when I said by 2021 and beyond, we're going to hit photorealistic graphics, I wasn't kidding. Because, well, there you have it. You know, the proof's in the pudding.
Nanite can render an insane number of triangles very quickly. There are over 1 billion triangles of source geometry.
And look at the dust. Hold on here. I want to point out something here. Look how I gotta show you this. Hold
virtual texturing, they all use
Wait a
8K
minute.
textures as well.
Hold on.
Nanite can render an insane number of triangles.
For example, look at right here. How the wind has shaped the dust when it's blowing. When the wind is blowing, how the wind has shaped the dust into these little snake lines. I mean, that kind of attention to detail is just, it's mind-boggling, dude. It's almost like you are in a moving, it's like you're in a movie, except you're controlling the movie. It's going to be kind of like that experience. It's going to feel like you're in a movie, but except you are controlling the movie. Oh, this is insane.
Very quickly. There are over 1 billion triangles of source geometry in each frame that Nanite crunches down losslessly to around 20 million drawn triangles. What does that many triangles look like? This isn't
Look
noise.
at that.
These are the triangles, each a different color. Most are so small that they look like noise. Nanite achieves detail down to the pixel, which means triangles are often the size of pixels. This amount of geometric detail requires shadows to be pixel accurate as well, and Nanite can do that too. Speaking of light,
I mean, that's just insane, man.
lighting, all of
That they're using the 33 million pixels of these triangles
them
to
the size of
achieve
pixels.
the best possible detail of the textures. Because remember, the textures need higher count of polygons, higher count of resolution in order for you to see that detail. You know, in order for you to truly see the detail of this textures of this controller, you got to have a higher polygons. You got to have a more, you know, pixels to showcase that. In case triangular virtual texturing, which enhances the textures. Basically, it's like a textures enhancer of 33 million triangles, which they are rotating 360. So no matter how you move the character, no matter which way you move, you're going to see exactly as you would in a real life. The textures are not going to disappear, become softer. You know, like in today's game, the textures pop up and they become soft, and they load up and they become soft because they don't have that many polygons to handle that. Now with this, you're not going to lose anything. It's just going to, I mean, let me look at this here. I'll rewind it again just so you guys can listen to what he says here.
all use 8K textures as well. Nanite can render an insane number of triangles very quickly. There are over 1 billion triangles of source geometry in each frame that Nanite crunches down losslessly to around 20 million drawn triangles.
That's
What does that
insane,
many
man.
triangles look like? This isn't noise. These are the triangles, each a different color. Most are so small that they look like noise. Nanite achieves detail down to the pixel, which means triangles are often the size of pixels. This amount of geometric detail requires shadows to be pixel accurate as well, and Nanite can do that too. Speaking of lighting, all of the lighting in this demo is completely dynamic. With the power of Lumen, that even includes multi-bounce global illumination. No light maps, no baking here. Without
Wow.
GI, all of that beautiful lighting is gone. With Lumen enabled, we can move the light and the bounce changes instantly.
That's crazy.
Okay,
I mean, just look at it. Look at that global illumination and how it's presenting the light, the way the ray of light it's reflecting on the environment, on this environment of this cave. It's just it's crazy. I mean, guys, this is it. I think we're stepping next 10 years. Be prepared for only photorealistic. I think photorealism is going to become standard. It's going to become like a thing of a past. It's going to become standard. And pretty much, man. I mean, even right now with the deep fakes, with if you watch the Star Wars Skywalker, the way they can create the characters digitally, they can bring John Wayne if they want to, and they can make a movie, brand new movie, John Wayne movie. Really, I mean, we're getting to that kind of level of technology that's just going to be ridiculous. They can bring Heath Ledger, Joker, but Christopher Nolan and the studio says they would never do that because out of respect to Heath's family and out of respect to Heath's father and mother who are living in Australia. So, but they could technically bring Heath Ledger. It would be an expensive process to bring him as a Joker, but they could technically do it, and you wouldn't be able to tell a difference. Like, dude, we're at that kind of like breakthrough of technology. Really.
let's keep going.
This is going to be
We've
your
made some great
next
additions to our audio system as well. Convolution reverb allows us
Uncharted.
to measure reverberation characteristics of real spaces, like actual caves that we sampled, and reproduce them in virtual spaces. Sound field rendering allows us to record and play back spatialized audio.
And spatialized audio, that's going to be like your own Sony's Dolby Atmos. You guys don't realize, I don't know how many of you realize, I'm pretty sure you realize how important the sound is to the visuals. Yes, visuals are important. You know, having these textures, having these groundbreaking VFX with the Unreal Engine 5. But another important part is also the audio. You know, audio is very important. To me, in video games, audio is very important, especially when you're playing a horror game. The Last of Us. The Last of Us Chapter 2 will have a important role with the audio. Audio is very important next to the visuals, and I think Sony understands that. To truly appreciate the visuals that you're seeing, you also have to appreciate the audio. So that way you are immersed in that experience. Oh, this is definitely Uncharted. Let me tell you, this is definitely Uncharted. Uncharted 5, because Drake's daughter is going to be the next main character. I guarantee you, you can take it to the bank. You can take it to the bank. The Naughty Dog, it's working on Uncharted 5, where they're going to have a Drake's daughter. She's going to be 21, 23, and she's going to start the journey herself in the same footsteps that her father and her mother did. and it's gonna be fucking masterpiece, 10 out of 10. Obviously, I'm just giving you the future. I'm just letting you know what's coming. You can call me bullshitter, this, and that. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm just letting you know what's coming. Let's listen to some more about what they're saying about the ray tracing here. Look at these textures. Hold on. I mean, and the ray of light that is being presented here, the shadows, the way the shadows are reflecting naturally, everything feels natural, and I think that's the key thing here. And the sad part is, what's really sad about the NVIDIA and their real-time ray tracing RTX graphics cards, it never got utilized. The one thing that I felt about NVIDIA is they never truly, the PC never truly took the advantage to utilize that on their video games. Sure, there's Battlefield, there's Shadow of the Tomb Raider, but I'm talking about, yeah, there's a Minecraft. Who cares about the Minecraft? Some people do, I guess. But they never fully utilized the real-time ray tracing in a way that the consoles, in a way that the PlayStation is going to utilize it, in a way that the Xbox Series X is going to utilize it. And I think this is where the consoles will take the upper hand. Hey, what's up, Steven? How you doing, bro?
This swarm of bats was created with our Niagara effects system. Particles in Niagara can now talk to one another.
Verticals Niagara, what is that?
Environment like never before.
Oh, vertical Niagaras. That's the basically showcasing, from what I'm understanding here, if you're creating a map, you're making a level, a big level, like let's say this level right here, that has a certain scope to it because you're inside a cave. The bats and the environment is gonna react to it naturally as it would in a real life. So everything they're doing here with Unreal Engine 5, it's gonna react naturally as it would in real life, and that's pretty outstanding, man. This is gonna be difficult. Let me tell you something, guys. This is not gonna be easy for a lot of developers to utilize this. Developers will have to spend, you're going to have to wait a longer now, probably 2-3 years till you get a game like this that's going to fully utilize this kind of feature, full feature game. But we'll definitely see it. We'll definitely see it by 2024 to utilize something like this, because developers first have to learn how to use this engine. Okay, they have to have the kit, they have to have the consoles, and they have to work on it in advance, and it's going to be a big process. So don't expect, guys, here's what I want to say, and I hope people hear me out. When you buy your PlayStation 5 this October, when you get your Xbox Series X this November, early November, don't think, oh my God, boom, right away I got this photorealistic games and I'm enjoying it. No, it's going to take a little while, till like 2023, 2022, till developers get a hang of it, till they get to learn about the hardware and how to utilize Unreal Engine 5, how to utilize Decima Engine, and Unreal Engine 5, how to utilize that power and how to code it to make something like this.
We've also added a ton of new functionality to run fluid simulations like you see in the water.
And look at that water, how realistically it's being portrayed. It's just simply amazing, man. Horizon Zero Dawn.
The demo runs on our Chaos physics system.
Chaos physics system. So that's what they're using. It's kind of like a PhysX that NVIDIA uses. This is their new Chaos physics environment. Horizon 2 rumored to be launched title will certainly look like this. I mean, what the Guerrilla team is going to do with the Decima. Listen, nobody knows. Listen, nobody can utilize Decima engine better than Guerrilla team. Guerrilla Games. I'm sorry, Guerrilla Games. No one knows Decima engine better than Guerrilla team, and they're gonna do fantastic job on it. And it's cool to see the new PlayStation 5 Studios logo. It looks like a Marvel, and you see the first thing you see, it's obviously the Horizon Zero Dawn sequel. That's gonna be groundbreaking. Can't wait for that. And I'm also curious to see how Cyberpunk is gonna run. Okay, Cyberpunk is coming out on September 17th. I'm not gonna play it on September 17th. Why should I play Cyberpunk on September 17th when I can play it on PlayStation 5 in October? Let me wait a little bit, 3 more weeks prior to the release, and then in October I can play it and enjoy it on PlayStation 5 the way it should be enjoyed, right? Oh, really? This was made on an early dev kit. Well, that's exciting. See, so that means that Sony, as you all know, Sony has a partnership with Epic Games. They work together. They work together on the Predator, Heavy Rain. So they have some relationship together, and this is good news because this shows me that they already had PlayStation 5 kit consoles. You know, those big toilet seat type of shaped consoles. Those are prototypes. So they had prototypes, PlayStation 5s, and they were probably working on this. Well, not probably, they did, with the PlayStation 5 prototype console for a long time now. And that's a good news because now they got a hang of it. Now they know how to utilize all of this, how to utilize this physics, chaos physics engine, which they're talking about right now. Physics means stuff that's the way you react in reality will, like physics, will react in the game. So if I drop this controller, if I push this controller, it's going to fall down the way you would fall down in a real life.
Here we are using it to accurately simulate the rigid bodies of the falling rocks and the cloth of her scarf.
That's crazy. Simply amazing.
Now that the environment is so complex, we've needed to greatly improve our animation systems to adapt. We've added predictive foot placement and motion warping, which dynamically modifies IK and body position to look more natural. For the character to more realistically interact with the environment, we've added the ability to trigger seamless contextual animation events, like her hand on the door.
Looks promising.
That's insane.
Dynamic GI is amazing, not just for speeding up iteration, but also for its impact on gameplay.
Nice.
Any light source can move while still having beautiful bounce lighting. Dynamic illumination means specular as well, which you can see on all the metal surfaces. You can even see the Niagara-powered bugs reacting to the light. Lumen not
I'm
only
just
reacts
simply
to
blown
moving
away,
light
man.
sources, but also changes in geometry.
And look at how realistically everything is being portrayed. The way the roaches are moving around and the way the light with the global illumination it's reflecting. Not to mention those 8.3 million, textures, polygons. They're being used virtually. And then on top of that, you got spatial audio, which also adds to the more accurate sync in without any delay type of more accurate sound. I mean, this right here shows to me just this is just the beginning of what we're going to see in the future. 10 years from now, we're going to see some photorealistic games that you can even listen. 10 years from now, mark my words, you won't be able to say a video game because it's going to look so real. You're going to say, is this a movie? What kind of movie are we controlling here? It's going to feel like that. And this is also scary because, there was a podcast Joe Rogan did a few years back, long time ago. He was invited to NVIDIA, and they were showing him some of the technology they were working on behind the closed doors. And he asked one of the guys, one of the tech guys in NVIDIA, could we possibly create a movie without actors, just using their sound recognition, vocal cords, typing in a script of them to say, and have them just react the way they would react in a real life? Could we create a movie? It says we could, but it would be super, super expensive. But we could. Now imagine in the future, are you going to need a green screen? I don't think you're going to need a green screen in the future. 20 years from now, they'll be able to create a movie out of a computer. You won't even need to go to the location or anything. You can create anything you want to create. And I think that's where we headed, dude. You won't need the studio lots. You won't need you'll just need programmers to be able to, or the AI. The AI will be able to create all of that for you with the algorithm. Dude, we're really going to be 10 years, 20 years from now. It's going to be some weird-ass future, bro. Some weird-ass future, for sure. It's already weird, but imagine how weird it's going to be 20 years from now. 25 years, yeah. I'm going to be an old geezer. I'm going to be, 60, whatever, something like that.
Remember we mentioned high poly assets? This statue was imported directly from ZBrush and is more than 33
Look at that
million
reflection. Hold on. I got listen. I got to show this again. I want you guys to see this carefully. Just watch it carefully. I'll play it a couple more times. Watch it carefully.
Remember
watch the light on the right
assets? This
when she
statue
inspects.
was imported directly from ZBrush and is more than 33 million triangles. No baking of normal maps, no authored LODs.
Look at that, the global illumination, the reflection
and
of
we can do more than a single statue. There are nearly 500
the environment.
Exact statue at the.
Hold on. He's talking about the textures and how the textures are using higher counts of 33 million. But I want you to focus on the ray of light and how the ray of light it's reflecting. Here.
ZBrush. And is more
Keep
than
an eye on this again.
million triangles. No baking of normal maps, no authored LODs.
Keep an eye on that
more
wall.
Than a single statue. There are nearly 500 of that exact statue at the same detail level placed in this room for a total of over 16 billion triangles from statues alone.
That's crazy, man.
Over this
16 billion
demo,
triangles for these textures virtually to be exactly identical and same. You multiply 16 billion by 16 billion by 16 billion, dude, you're going to come to like a quarter of a trillion of some ridiculous amount of textures, polygons. I mean, it's insanity. Let's go back and look at this again. But this is just, to me, it's mind fucking blowing, dude. This is just. Hold on. I don't know how else to say it.
33 million triangles. No baking of normal maps, no authored LODs. And we can do more than a single statue. There are nearly 500 of that exact statue at the same detail level placed in this room for a total of over 16 billion triangles from statues alone. Over this entire demo, there are hundreds of billions of triangles.
Hundreds of billions. So it's 500 billion triangles. 500 billion. Dude, 500 billion. Just in this demo. They're going to need some listen, I don't think thermal take, listen, they're going to need some kind of internal liquid cooling, some kind of internal chip liquid cooling, memory inside, liquid custom cooling. Dude, they're going to need some fucking high-end cool. I mean, look, I don't know what type of cooling PlayStation 5 is going to have, but my God, man, this is going to talk about a barbecue. I mean, you'll be able to barbecue like kebabs on your PlayStation 5 because your chip's going to be getting warm. Your entire your GPU, CPU is going to be baking hot. That's insanity. The processing power that the PlayStation 5 is going to be using just to achieve all of this. You know what, man? I'm worried about one thing. I'm really worried about the cooling. About both Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. I'm really worried about the cooling. I have a feeling, with my luck, with my shitty luck, once I get my PlayStation 5, I have a feeling that I'm gonna end up with some problems of PlayStation 5 shutting down due to the overheating. Please, Sony, don't make that problem. Please, test it before you release it. Nobody this holiday season wants to deal with that kind of nonsense. And when I'm looking at this, I have a feeling that the cooling is going to be very important. Like the cooling is another thing that I worry about the X Series X. I'm worrying about the cooling of the X Series X as well. Even with my beast of a computer, iBuyPower, with the i9 processor that I have here, even with my thermal take, dual, actually triple fan, liquid cooling, even with my thermal take, still my PC it's a bit hot. So I'm really worried about that aspect. Yeah, that's true. Austin Evans, look, he actually is true. Austin Evans tested and took apart the X Series X, and he took it apart, put it back together. He spent a bunch of time at Seattle, putting X Series X, taking it apart, and Evans says that the cooling on the X Series X shouldn't be a problem. Like the ventilations and everything shouldn't be a problem, But he says, don't put it don't keep it horizontally, like you should keep it like this vertically. He says, don't keep it like that. It's really meant to be sitting like this. So because you want to keep that flow of cool air to go down and hot air to disperse left and right. Well, we'll see. Look, I have doubts. I'm not saying that there's going to be issues and problems, but you never know. See, this is the thing, guys. Whenever you buy a new console, a new product, there's always that in the back of your mind. Oh my God, how properly did they test? Am I going to have issues? Am I going to have problems? So there's that, I'm always have that in the back of my mind where I worry a little bit, You have a old shadow box. I was just worried how I get Elgato. Hey, how you doing, gamer man? I was just worrying how I get Elgato HD60 to work with. Is it possible to work with it? As long as they don't have J Money, as long as they don't have HDCP, high definition copyright protection, built into it, then you should be able to utilize it. Now, as a matter of fact, before I started doing this live stream, I was talking with Shadow, and I cannot tell you what we talked about. It's confidential, but I forgot to ask them. As a matter of fact, I forgot to ask them to send me a ghost shadow to test. But I'll talk to them tomorrow. So quickly, just to point this out to J Money, as long as your device doesn't have HDCP, you see, this is NVIDIA Shield. There's no HDCP here. I can play this movie if I want to. I can play whatever. HDCP is turned off. Now, if your shadow has high definition copyright protection thing on there, then guess what? Then you won't be able to use the Elgato HD60. Just like you cannot use Chromecast Ultra with your capture card because of HDCP, high definition copyright protection. You know. All right, let me go back to YouTube right here again. I want to watch this. I mean, I'm just so thrilled with what I have seen so far. I think they will. I think it's going to be blue. You know, it's always going to be blue. But who knows? It might be dark gray, black and white. It could be gray, black and white. It could be like that. And that's going to be kind of cool if they do that. If they make it dark gray, black and white. That'd be kind of cool. Imagine God of War.
So with Nanite,
God of War
you have
2.
limitless geometry, and with Lumen, you have fully dynamic lighting and global illumination, all running on a PlayStation 5.
Wow, look at this, man. This is crazy. Hold on. I wanna see this again. Just again a little bit.
You have limitless geometry, and with Lumen, you have fully dynamic lighting and global illumination, all running on a PlayStation 5.
It's like a movie. Oh my god. Hold on. I gotta see this again. Sorry, guys.
5.
Can't get enough of it. Especially right here. Look at the global illumination, and even right here, the textures are like super clean and detailed, just like it would be in real life, you know.
There's not much time left.
And this doesn't need to be constrained to small rooms. It can stretch all the way to the horizon.
Wow.
The portal, it's open.
Okay, why is this so important? Did you hear what he just said? Guys, did you hear what he just said? The confinement, it's not just limited to that one level. You can pretty much go anywhere and have the same exact photorealistic experience on this open map of this world. And that's crazy. To me, that's, imagine what Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to achieve. I mean, it's just going to be groundbreaking what Rockstar is going to be able to achieve with the PlayStation 5 and the Unreal Engine 5. I don't know if they're going to use Unreal Engine 5 or they're going to use their own Rage whatever 2.0 something engine. But man, this really gives you it lets your mind go wild. You know, really, when you see stuff like this, let's listen to what he said again, because in case you guys missed to what he says here, let me repeat it again. I want you to pay close attention to what he says. So basically what he's saying, you're not limited with just one confinement space. You can do exactly what we just did on this little small level in the cave that applies to this open world as well. Here, let's go ahead and let's rewind it. Here, let me show you. Listen carefully.
There's not much time left.
And this doesn't need to be constrained to small rooms. It can stretch all the way to the horizon.
This is crazy.
Portal, it's open.
This is crazy. I don't mean to geek out on all this technical jargon, because it can be confusing to some people throwing out the numbers. But here, they're just showing you. Here, exactly what I just said. Yeah, per pixel detail. That's right. Crazy. Open world. This is your open world. No, let's see this again. I mean, Jesus Christ. Hold on. So, okay. What we saw was just inside a cave. And we're thinking, okay, this is only possible inside a cave. No. All these triangles are spread out through the entire level, including the real-time ray tracing, global illumination, all that stuff. And here, he's going to say it again in case you missed it.
There's not much time left.
And this doesn't
Pure
need to be
insanity.
constrained to small rooms. It can stretch all the way to the horizon.
The portal,
It's
it's
crazy.
open.
I think they will.
Don't fail me now.
I think they will in the future now. When they see this, developers will say, hell yeah, we'll use Unreal Engine 5. Why wouldn't we? I mean, it's simply crazy. And look at that light. The way it's being...
It's time to see what's next.
It's crazy. Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, this is like... it's crazy, man. Engine 5. I mean... yeah, the spatial audio, it's going to be a huge... now, think about it. Now, I want you to really kind of like just think about this for a minute. Not only are you getting outstanding photorealistic graphics, number one. On top of that, photorealistic graphics, you're also getting a realistic physics, like in real life. Laws of physics are realistic as well. On top of the laws of physics that are being realistic, guess what else you're getting? The light. The way the light it's being implemented, it's exactly as it would be in real life. So we're really talking photorealism across the board. And on top of that, you got spatial audio. There's going to be a huge importance to give you that immersive level of experiencing a game. You guys really gonna feel connected, like you're gonna feel like a part of that world. Like when you finish playing a game, when you finish it 40 hours, 50 hours, 60 hours, you're gonna feel like you're really connected, like you were connected to that world, like you just experienced like Avatar type of experience. It's almost like it's gonna feel like a James Cameron type of Avatar out-of-body experience, man. And it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, look, so now people understand, people who were, this was like 2 years ago. 2 years ago, me and my moderator, I'm not going to say who it was. It doesn't really matter. Me and him, we split. We don't talk to each other anymore, okay? And he knows why I had to block him. And it wasn't because of our argument. It was because of something else. But we got in the argument where I said, and I gave my honest trajectory opinion, where I said that by early 2021 and beyond, we're going to see photorealistic graphics be implemented into the demos, into the video games. And he says, no way, dude. No way. Possibly maybe 2030. He says 2030. And I'm like, come on, man. I said, look what we have achieved in 10 years, in 15 years, in 20 years. So, listen, you can't. Here's what I'm trying to say. Guys, here's how I'm looking at future. So hear me out. This is my philosophy. I want you to hear me out, guys. Here's how am I looking at future. So just hear me out, and then you guys can make your own, distinguish opinions. You can't judge trajectory of what's going to be a year from now, 2 years from now, by the same standards of 1998 or 2000 or 2004. Those were different times. Technology was just kind of in embryo, slowly evolving. Now, we are evolving much faster, much quicker with technology. Our technology is just like lightning speed. Every 6 months, our technology is evolving, dramatically. So that's how am I looking at this whole trajectory of my predictions, my plausible predictions of where the future is going to be with video games. And that's how I am measuring everything, based on today, not based on 2012 or 2008 or 2006. I'm measuring this based on our current speed of evolving technology. Oh, I'm pretty sure, Jeremy, there's no question about that they watched it. I'm pretty sure that they did. And I don't blame them, I don't blame them one bit. But I'm pretty sure they're going to surprise us with what they can do. They're going to surprise the hell out of us with what they can do. And what they can do is going to be also mind-blowing. Listen, Crytek engine, Decima engine, and Unreal Engine, those three engines are going to be mind-blowing. And what they're going to bring us in the future, really. All three of them is going to be unbelievably amazing. Unreal Engine 5, Crytek, and Decima engine. Because they're going to have this new hardware to be able to withstand all of these polygons, all of this rendering, all of this horsepower, But remember what I was talking about. Guys, you could have the quantum speed, lightning speed, speed of light type of a computer rendering. If you don't have any creative juices, ideas, then it's not going to mean anything. You got to be creative, guys. Just like remember when I talked about piano. You could have the most expensive piano that's like $20 million. But if you don't have any talent, if you don't know how to play, if you don't know how to create, it's useless. It's useless. You gotta have talent and creativity. And this is what I always talk about. It's gonna be up to developers to utilize this power. The ball is in their court now. They have to utilize this power. They have to put on their creative juices. They have to get to work. They have to bring us the new experiences. And it's going to be up to them or our future programmers who are finishing colleges, getting out of the colleges, going into programming. It's going to be up to them to we're passing the torch to them. Like, this is your time now. Go out there, be creative. You have the horsepower with PlayStation 5 and the X Series X. Go out there and do something creative. Bring that creativity. That's what I talk about. That's what I always wanted to see. It's creativity, man. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, Brendan. Don't get me wrong, Brendan. What PlayStation 5 can do here, Stadia can do as well. But it's never going to look as good as you playing locally. You know, I was really talking about this, even with Shadow. Listen, I like those guys from Shadow. They're pretty awesome. First of all, I like them because, and this is why I have a good relationship with them, because they don't have any ego. You know, they don't have ego where they're like, oh, we are the best and blah, 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 blah. I had a conversation with them. Basically, I said, I have no issue with cloud gaming. I think it's awesome that we have the option to choose how we want to play our games, so we can take our games with us, play it on our phone, just like I can listen to my music on different music services. So I have nothing against cloud. But let's be honest, and this is what I said to Shadow, let's be honest, we're never gonna achieve that clear detail the way you're gonna achieve that clear detail and that low latency and low input lag with a console, with a local hardware pumping out through HDMI 2.1 into your beautiful TV, 8K TV with a HDMI 2.1 chipset. That's not going to ever change. That's the creme de la creme. This is compressed. Okay, here, let me show you some. Okay, this is compressed. Let's kind of dive into this a little bit, because I want to kind of talk about this a little bit. All right, here, for example. Hold on one sec. Like right here. Okay. So this is what normally you would see on a compressed, let's say a 20 megabit or 23 megabit Shadow, or people who don't have, like, let's say, let's be honest, not everybody has a high-end, no data cap type of internet. Not everybody's paying $200 for an internet. Let's just be honest here. Not everybody lives in a villa, live next to the ocean, on a nice, beautiful island, or in Malibu. Not everybody lives that kind of a lifestyle. I'm talking about majority of people out there. I'm not talking about 2% or 3% of wealthy people. I'm talking about those who don't have the luxury to enjoy that kind of internet. So this is what you're going to be getting. Guess what? When you have this kind of compression, here, let's do a demo. Okay, when you have this kind of a compression, the graphics don't mean shit anymore, because you cannot see the detail due to that lower bitrate and lower compression. But now when you have it locally, you get to see it, because you're running it locally. You're using the hardware to send that signal through the HDMI onto your television through a very high bandwidth HDMI 2.1 that goes in from your chipset of 2.1 into your 8K television, OLED or QLED or Sony 8K television with a 2.1 HDMI ultra high speed chipset. And you're going to get that bandwidth of signal much quicker, much faster, and you'll enjoy this much better on the PlayStation 5 and X Series X. And again, guys, I have nothing against cloud gaming. I mean, I have kind of a sponsor affiliate with Shadow, but we all can agree that the cloud gaming is not going to change PlayStation 5, not going to change Xbox Series X. It's not going to change consoles because it's a direct local reading, and you're getting the best possible feed locally from your hardware on that software that's utilizing that hardware that's connected to your television. And maybe 10 years from now, I said 2031. Maybe in 2031 we'll reach to the to some kind of a fiber optical high-speed, quantum speed internet where the servers are going to be super high-end, that everyone will be able to enjoy it. Okay, but we're talking 2031. It's a long way to go. A lot can happen between now and 2031. I don't even know how we're going to finish this year, let alone next year, for crying out loud. I don't even want to think about 2031 and what kind of world that's going to be. Okay, but you guys catch my drift. You know what I mean? Yeah. And this is what majority is getting right now on their, on their laptops and computers, because their internet is not that great. And this is what you should be getting to truly appreciate it. I'm just saying, But what do you guys think? What are your I'm just really curious to hear. What are your thoughts on this tech demo and PlayStation PlayStation 5 and X Series X? I'm excited about both consoles, guys. You know me, I'm not a fanboy, even though I hate using that word. I enjoy everything. Any cutting edge technology, I'm a sucker for. Okay, I always want to explore. When I left that tweet to Elon Musk, when I told him, hey man, send me to Mars, I want to go to Mars. Do you know that I was serious? I was really serious. Because I'm always a sucker to experience brand new stuff. So therefore, I have no betting horse. I'm not betting any kind of horse. I'm not on a gambling, betting type of, platform. I enjoy everything. But what do you guys think? What are your thoughts on the new consoles and what you have seen so far? What are your thoughts on it? Oh yeah, definitely, Stephen. I can really see it. I see it now, but definitely. I mean, Stephen Johnson, I can easily see it. Exactly, Desperado, and that's really what it's all about, man. And this is why I never understood this whole fanboyistic. Listen, guys. You could be a fan, and I really hope that this message I'm gonna bring across to everybody. I hope that this, my live streams, my videos have a life of its own. So I want to say this. Listen, there's nothing wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you admiring technology, with you admiring a brand. There's nothing wrong with that. That you love a certain brand. Okay, you love Sony. That's awesome. You love LG. That's awesome. But the problem becomes when your brand becomes the center of the universe and your brand is the only thing that matters and nothing else should matter. And that's the toxic virus. And I hate to use the fucking word virus, but that's the toxic virus that fanboys have, and they can't get rid of it. You know, I have nothing against people who love PlayStation. I have nothing against people who love Microsoft Xbox. I have nothing against people who love Stadia. I've been attacked now that I abandoned the Stadia because now I want to become affiliate with a Shadow. Well, guess what? Stadia never approached me. Stadia never offered me to be an affiliate. Okay? Google never approached me. If they approached me, I would think about it, but they never approached me. Okay? But I have nothing against people who love Stadia. Hey, I think it's awesome that you have the ability to click and play right away, play the games you want to play, click and play. But the problem begins is when your brand, Stadia, becomes the center of the universe, and nothing else should matter. And if you are against it, if you're not playing it, then you should be outcast. So that's the kind of mentality that I don't understand. I really don't. I love the fact that there's cloud, that I can take my games with me, that I can play my games with me anywhere I go. I think that's an awesome option. And the cloud should exist. But don't tell me that the cloud, it's be all and end all. It's not. Oh yeah, my goodness, Xbox One 2013, what a disaster that was. But listen, we can't blame Phil Spencer for the failure of the Xbox One, because it wasn't his fault. Okay, they just put him there as a patsy to say the price is $500. Boo. And Jack Tretton, you know, in 2013, he won by the landslide. The biggest round of applause for Jack, the CEO, Jack Trent. He got like the longest round of applause on that E3 show, because he said it's only going to be $400 and you get to keep your games. You don't have to buy digitally. You don't have to be connected online. You can play your games offline. Just put a disc inside and you can give your game to, you can share your game, trade your games. And of course, Xbox One was in big trouble because they were shoving something. They were shoving this whole television, cable box, DVR, Kinect crap. Listen, lesson learned, and I'm glad that they learned this lesson. You can't sell a product on what you think should be the best. You need to sell a product on what the majority wants. Okay, when you are designing something, if I'm designing something, I gotta ask myself, hey, what audience wants to see? Like, what do you guys want to see? It's not about what I want to see. It's about what you guys want to see and what you guys want to experience. And I think Xbox, Microsoft made a terrible mistake in 2012 and then into 2013. Yes, Alan March, I really cannot wait for... you know what's funny? I'm so glad that you... And I went to Arnold's Twitter, and I said well, I left him a tweet to Arnold. Arnold does read my tweets, but he just doesn't want to... He doesn't want to associate himself with me, okay? Because I'm unpredictable. So anyway, it's funny that Ilphonic probably heard me. I guarantee you, Ilphonic, 20th Century Fox Studios, people watch my videos secretly. I swear to God, I don't know what the hell is about me. I don't know where the hell this influence comes from. But people watch my videos secretly. They don't want to associate themselves with me for whatever reason. But secretly, you'll be surprised how many people are watching my videos. And what are the odds? 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 3.5 weeks ago, I said, hey, I want to see Arnold. I said it in the beginning of the game when we were first playing the Predator Hunting Grounds. I said, I want to see Dutch. I want to see all these other characters. And all these other characters will be later on put on. Like Dylan will be there for sure. I don't know if Jesse Ventura will be there. If Blaine's going to be there, we'll see. But for sure, we'll see Dylan. Dylan and Dutch. For sure. It just so happens that I said that. And now, boom. They contacted Arnold. They scanned his face. They did some voiceover lines. You know, it didn't take too much time. You know. And guess what? It's coming. What are the odds? You know, it's funny, Ferdi, because I was just talking about that earlier today. I was just talking about why Phil Spencer. I'm so disappointed because Phil Spencer always said, it's not about me, it's not about my brand, it's about what the fans want. It's about what the gamers, what the fans want. I says, I don't want to put any barriers. I like a cross-platform. I like my games to be on a PC. I like my games to be on Nintendo. I like my games to be on a Sony. All right, Phil Spencer, if that's your motto, if that's what you really think, so why would you say that Xbox owners are not ready for virtual reality? Why would you say that then? How could you say they're not ready? If you don't care about where your games are, why are you limiting the Xbox owners the experience of virtual reality? What really makes you think that I don't want to play, or that you guys don't want to play Halo in virtual reality, or Sea of Thieves in virtual reality, or Forza Horizon in virtual reality, or Forza 7, Forza 8 in virtual reality, or Gears of War in virtual reality, or how about the Flight Simulator, for crying out loud, in virtual reality? What makes you think that we don't want to experience that? Or how about a Hellblade 2? A Hellblade 2 in virtual reality. How about that? Hold on, I cannot play this guy because if I do, you know. So my question is, what makes you think, Phil Spencer, that we're not ready? That we're not ready for virtual reality? I think we are ready for virtual reality. I know I'm ready. And with the power of X Series X, are you kidding me? Even with the power of Xbox One X, guys, even with the power of Xbox One X, the virtual reality on the Xbox One X, oh my goodness, would look freaking amazing. Imagine the X Series X and the power that the X Series X has, what they can achieve with virtual reality. It would be groundbreaking, you know. Oh yeah, well that's gonna, oh, Uncharted 5, we were just talking about that, Alan March. Uncharted 5 is gonna happen for sure. Call me a prophet, call me a modern prophet, doesn't matter, or whatever. I can tell you, this is where the story is gonna go. The Drake's daughter, she's gonna be 23 years old, and now she's a grown-up adult, and she wants to follow in her parents' footsteps. So now she's gonna go on her adventure, and that's where the story is gonna take. That's where the story is gonna be. Mark my words. Mark my words. That's where the Uncharted 5 is gonna take. Yeah. Thank you, Nice Scorpion. I appreciate it. No, I think this is important to talk about this next gen because, oh, and a couple of more things I want to say. A lot of people have been asking me, dude, my social media. I have to turn off my social media messenger because people have been asking me, hey man, what's going on? Are you okay? Are you all right? What's happening? With this whole Joker thing, the Joker this, the Joker that. Guys, the reason I used Heath Ledger's Joker and the reason I did those videos, it's not to brag that I can do the voice. It's not about that. I know what I can do. I know what kind of voices I can produce. It was about bringing the mental health awareness, which is this month of May, to bring the mental health awareness. And it hurts my feelings that a lot of you guys didn't understand that point, that you guys missed that point. And that's pretty sad that we live in society where you guys really can't see something in a plain sight. Okay, it's not about me bragging about I can do the Joker. Of course I can do the Joker. I can do Arnold. I can do Solid Snake. I can do it. It was about bringing a mental health awareness. And people are going to say, but why the Joker? Well, Joaquin Phoenix Joker dealt with mental health issues. Heath Ledger, well, he talks about his father and how his father always was a drinker, was a fiend. So that has a traumatic experience to this Joker, Heath Ledger Joker. And even Christopher Nolan talked about that a little bit. But people can't connect the Easter eggs. People can't connect the dots. So I tried to use him as a symbol of the mental health awareness and how easily people can slip through cracks, how easily our mind is fragile. And it's true. If you are alone and you're dealing with the mental issues, it's very easy to get sucked in to that rabbit hole and go down into the in a deep dark place, because I had friends who committed suicide in the past when I was younger, and I don't want to talk about that, but I didn't see it. They kept it inside. They kept the whole thing inside, and I didn't see it coming. And that's why I talk about that stuff, because people keep stuff inside their head. They don't tell you exactly what's going on inside. And that's why I did those videos. It wasn't about me, saying, oh, I can do Joker. I know what I can do. It was about presenting that awareness. But anyway, we're talking about the PlayStation 5 and this unbelievable tech demo that hold on. There's some amazing games here, but this is what we were talking about, basically. We were talking about this new tech demo that was released today from Unreal Epic Studios, Unreal Engine 5, and the amount of polygons, the amount of textures, the amount of global illumination and ray tracing, light, dynamic shadows. I mean, the amount of stuff and very advanced physics on this engine, it's really remarkable. Like, they talk about these triangles, which is about 8.3 million triangles, which basically they keep the texture, high-res texture filtering all across the board as they're moving and scanning and panning. And we were talking about the PlayStation 5 and how PlayStation 5 is able to utilize this Unreal Engine 5, which is the Unreal Engine 5 and PlayStation 5. It kind of makes sense that they're matched together like that, Which I already talked about this Mr. Urban World. It's been about almost 2 hours we talked about it, And here they're talking about the physics, the advanced chaos physics, Interesting they call it chaos, But that's what it is. Meaning, what do they mean by these physics, these chaos physics? It means that everything is going to react with the laws of physics, just like it would in real life. The laws of physics will behave just like it would behave in real life. And that's tremendously, even though I hate using the word tremendously, but that's to me a big deal for the next generation of video games. Imagine when they use this engine, how much this engine is going to help Formula, the new Formula game, the new racing game, to advance the physics and everything. The Call of Duty, imagine what they're going to do with the Call of Duty, and how realistic that's going to be when you're holding a a firearm, a rifle, and when you squeeze the trigger, and then how that's going to affect the laws of physics, and all of this stuff. A burning house falling down, a car crashing into, car hitting somebody, or plane crashing into a house or something, and so all of that will only bring a more realistic experience, and that's what they're talking about here. I mean, I turned down the sound, but if you watch from the beginning of this live stream, you're going to see exactly that. Ghost of Tsushima. Listen, I think, and now this they talk about here about this this vertical physics too. So that way, you have laws of physics not just around you, but above you and below you. I mean, it's just this insanity, guys. What they're showing us with this demo is just simply insane. Sorry to hear that, Brendan, man. Listen, just don't pay much attention to that stuff. What you can do is you can report them. If you know who's doing it, just report them, Brendan. That's what I would do. Don't give them any attention. They want the attention. I dealt with those types of individuals, and the best thing you can do with them is don't feed them. They're looking for the attention. They want to live rent-free inside your head. Okay, their trick is, trust me, I have experience on this. You should trust me. I do have experience on this. They want to live rent-free inside your head. Okay, and they get a kick out of it. They get off on it, if you will, for the lack of a better term. So what you need to do is don't take the bait. Now they're fishing. They're throwing the hook, line, and sinker, and they're fishing. They want to see if you're going to take the bait. Don't take the bait. I know what they're doing. They're preying on the vulnerable, and they're looking at you as vulnerable. They're looking at you as weak, so they can take advantage of you. Don't show them any sign of weakness. Ignore them, but secretly, behind the closed doors, report them. That's how you do it. But don't engage with them. Just ignore them and secretly report them and be ahead of the curve. And that's what I did. That's why no one dares mess with me anymore. They tried it for 7 years, and well, it didn't work out. Okay, so I know it sucks. I've been there myself, and I've done it myself. I took the bait. I went into the to this whole battle with them, but that's exactly what they want. They want to live inside your head rent free, like that. Oh, I gotcha, I gotcha, I gotcha. That type of that's their mentality. That ooh, I gotcha, ooh, I gotcha. Don't give them that opportunity, man. Just ignore behind the closed doors, report them, and that's that. It's really that simple. But don't engage with them, because that's what they want. They want to make sure you have sleepless nights. They want to make sure that your blood pressure goes up. They want to live inside your head rent-free. Don't give them the keys to live inside your head rent-free. I'm only going to give you the best advice. I don't give people shitty advice. I don't do that. Why? Because I care. You know. Yeah, don't do it, man. Believe me, I have experience. I've been there myself. And they know that I'm the king when it comes to that. Yes, Steven, but that's probably going to be tomorrow or Friday whenever they release it. But yeah, for sure, we're going to do it, man. Absolutely. I just felt like doing this because today I had like a very long day. I was busy, you know, and then I decided that I have to talk about this because I was blown away. I didn't even know that they were showcasing this today. But man, I was totally blown away by what I have seen here, you know. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna play some Predator with Dutch, you know, accent. This is the physics. This is what they were talking about. The chaos physics, and everything's reacting like it would in normal life, meaning the laws of physics. Love you too, Brendan, man. You're my brother, man. If somebody messes with my brother, that's not cool. You know, it's not cool. I don't like when people mess. I just don't like when they prey on the weak. You know, they prey on the vulnerable. If you're going to prey on somebody, prey on me. Yeah. Prey on this unpredictable, mister. No, I'm not going to do it. They already felt that. They already got burned by me many times. So, yeah, don't worry about them, man. I figured them out, and I know every single one of them. I have a number on every single one of them. I know who they are. I know where they're located. I know where they live. But you know what? I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter to me. They're not that important to me. They think about me. I don't think about them. But they know I know. And they know I'm ahead of the curve. It's just I don't care. And I gave them plenty of opportunities to knock on my door, come see me in person, and they never yet came in to say hello. And I was so disappointed. Well, it wasn't so much disappointed. It was just something I knew, that they don't have the balls. No, you're not. Don't say that. You're not like them. No, you're not, man. You're cool, bro. Listen, you're awesome. You guys are awesome. You guys are intelligent, smart, and you guys have blown me away with your intelligence and how smart you are and how you see things. And don't worry about those losers because their life sucks. Because they have no life and their life sucks. So now they're trying to drag everybody else with them because their life sucks. Don't pay too much attention to those kinds of individuals. They're not worth your time. Just ignore them. Like I said, ignore. And if they go over the line, if they put some information out there about you in a wrongful way, behind the closed doors, listen, there's a way to handle that. Okay, you know your rights. You know the law. If you know how the law is, if they break that law, don't worry. They're gonna be the one. Eventually, they're gonna get caught, and they will. They can't make one mistake. Me, I can make a bunch of mistakes, but they can't make one. They make one mistake, they get caught, and they always do. Because they're not that perfect. Regardless of all their hacking technologies and all this other shit that they have, they're not that perfect. They will make one mistake. And that one mistake will get them in trouble. Depending on how ridiculously they were willing to go above and beyond to do something stupid. Like blackmail someone or use your information to make you look like that you are some kind of like criminal or whatnot, put you in the bad spotlight. So if somebody does something like that, you can take your precautions. You can take your rights and learn about your rights. You can contact the authorities. You can look, contacting the FBI is not a big deal. You can talk to them. They have a cybercrime division. I know a couple of federal agents. They have a cybercrime divisions, and they caught these guys all the time, and they're doing time in jail all the time. Yeah. So so don't worry about it, man. But don't engage with them. Remember, they're cowards. They're hiding. They're hiding. Okay? That's what they are. Because if they were not cowards, they would come face to face and they would talk to you. So just ignore them, dude. They're using the internet because the internet to them, it's a safe haven. Because that's the only way they can stroke their little tiny pee-pee to get some kind of satisfaction. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate it, man. I only did a Joker. I'm not going to do it anymore. I only did that because I wanted to bring the mental health awareness. Why is this so important to me? It's because I had friends who committed suicide in the past when I was younger. And also when you look at and how many people commit suicide and you look at what has happened to the artists and important figures. I mean, suicide it's a big problem. Everybody's talking about coronavirus. Yes, coronavirus, the virus is there. We have to be careful too about that virus. We have to be smart. But of course, there's other problems like cancer. You got mental health issue, which is a very serious issue. And it's mainly the highest in men. I'm not saying that the females don't have that number. Yes, they have. There's suicides of females, of course, there too. But the biggest margin of suicides, it's from the male. Not to mention, all combined here, Canada, Mexico, Latin America, Europe, especially Europe, parts of Europe, Japan, Southeast Asia, Russia. The suicide rates are just like ridiculous. And I felt maybe I should remind people of that and how serious problem that is. And it's barely talked about. That this is the sad part, that it's barely ever talked about. It's never talked about nowhere nearly enough. Okay. And this month of May, it's a very dangerous month because of the suicide rates that can spike during this month and the month of October. Yeah, they do, Mr. Urban World, they do. Yeah, that's and nobody understands why. They go to that forest, that mountain, and there's something in that mountain, that some kind of energy that gets all kinds of voices in your head, telling you you're nothing, you're a loser, you're pathetic, you're this, you're that, you're an accident to be born, you shouldn't have been born, and then boom, those voices, these little demons, pop, 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 constantly are talking to you. And these demons obviously drive you fucking crazy. And then, the rest is history. All right, guys, I got to get going. We'll talk more about this tomorrow. We'll do a live stream tomorrow. And then Friday, we'll talk about Stadia. I'm going to do some Shadow and Stadia on Friday. We'll play some games on Stadia. We'll talk about both Stadia and Shadow. And we'll also talk about the Xbox and PlayStation 5. And everything else in between. Look, I'm open for any kind of questions, guys. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed to tell me anything, okay? Because it takes a courage to admit something, and takes a courage and bravery to open up about something. And there's nothing wrong with that. Dude, if you need help, Say I need help. Dude, that makes you stronger. That doesn't make you weak. That makes you stronger by admitting, hey, I need help. All right, guys. So, oh, well, there you go. State of play. State of play. Well, guess who's going to be doing a little overview about state of play? This guy right here. So, well, there you go. Tomorrow night, 10 o'clock, same time, we're going to do state of play. We're going to look at the PlayStation games, PlayStation VR games. We'll see if they're going to show us any new gameplay footage of Ghost of Tsushima, and of course, the Last of Us chapter 2. So that's tomorrow, Thursday night, 10 o'clock. I'll see you guys. All right. Thank you, mobs. Thank you, Steven. Thank you, Brendan. Listen, Brendan, don't worry about it. Like I said, just ignore them, block them. This is your family here. Stay with the positive people. Don't isolate yourself from negative people. Stay with the positive people. Okay. So they're not your friends. This is your friends here. Everybody here. I can testify that everybody here will always treat you with respect. They're not going to look down on you. Okay, whatever your situation is, no one will look down on you. I will never look down on you. Nobody will look down on you. We all understand. We all have problems. We all have issues. I'm not perfect. I had my share of issues and problems. But here, you're always welcome, man. You're my brother. You know that. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, mobs. Thank you all. Hey, thank you, everybody, for showing up, man. Thank you all. I really appreciate that. Thanks a lot. So I'll see you tomorrow. Ta-da! I'm out of here. Be good, guys. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow night, 10 o'clock, sharp. State of play.